is Shelton, and welcome to Brothers of Truth. And I'm with my brother,
the Rev, Anthony Mason Sr.
Man, got a good topic today.
Another episode.
Oh, man. Got a good one for
What you
us,
got
man.
for me?
Today's episode is about white folks and black people's using the N-word.
Wow.
You know, this deep. You know what I'm saying? So, my advice to that, I met some that turned around and said they grew up with blacks. I know. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, people's got to understand that it's a slang with that. It's a slang with it. When black folks say, "What's up, man?" It's a slang with it. See, I changed minds around of saying, "What's up, fam?"
Right.
You know what I mean? Because our culture and the background of that. I don't think, not to be mean or nothing, no offense to nobody, I don't think certain white peoples know about the culture.
Right. Cool.
You know what I'm saying? What you think?
Well, I'm going give you the most politically correct response I can give. It's like when you look at that, you take ignorance for example, right? Ignorance comes from a place of desolation, emptiness. There's an absence of knowledge, there's an absence of wisdom, and more importantly, there's an absence of understanding. So it makes it easy to pass down different traditions and fads along the years that people adapt and grow accustomed to. And when it comes down to the N-word, the reason why people in general use it so loosely because they haven't took time out to investigate the origin of where it even came from.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
And that's where it get real deep.
And it's deep. It's deep. Because I ran into some that turned around and used it. I was like, excuse me? You know what I mean? Not being mean, do you know the background of that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And some of them, I think they take it as, they say it to each other. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, y'all say it to each other.
Right.
So what's the problem with me using it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they use that, they try to use that against us, but I paid too much attention to it. I'm like, no,
right.
That's not it. It's a slang with it, man.
Yeah.
It's a slang with our culture, with us.
Absolutely.
Our peoples. It's a slang with, we took the N-word and turned it into a good word, like a slang word, a real good word. Like when I'm saying, what's up to you?
Right.
We took it and made it into a slick, cool, smooth word.
Exactly.
They take it to the extreme, and I feel bad because it's black peoples out there that's cool with them and that let them do it.
Right.
Let them do it and sit there and smile and like it's a game.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's not a game.
Right.
They making y'all look like fools.
Right.
You and I know that.
And they don't have no understanding of the origin of it, where it even comes from. Number one, you're not going to put a piece of cheese on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It just don't go. So when Tupac Shakur came out with that acronym, NIGGA, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. You see what I'm saying? That's when it started hitting the mouths of black folks all across the world. You know what I'm saying? That was our thing. You know what I mean? It was an upliftment after the ignorance of the word nigger that was used so loosely by the oppressors during the time of slavery. You see what I'm saying? So what Pac did was a godly thing because the scripture says God will take what's meant to harm you and turn it around for your good. You see what I'm saying? So what he did was it said, we're not niggers, we're not ignorant. We do have knowledge and understanding. So I'm going to change it to NIGGA, nigga, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, which is designed for us, the indigenous and aborigines people, black folks. You see what I'm saying? Because Caucasians did not have to go through that derogatory and demeaning name tag, being called a nigger and stuff like that. So when white people use the term, they don't even have an understanding. It's like putting that piece of cheese on that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, y'all don't even rank to even use the word, let alone, you know what I'm saying, you know, they trying to be
something that they're not, and they feeling comfortable with it. You know what I mean? They feeling comfortable with it to be like, you know, I could say I grew up with Daniel, I grew up with Sam, and they don't care when I say it. Yeah. But you gotta be careful, because you could say that to the wrong crowd and the wrong peoples, and you could come up missing. Anything could happen, or stinking. You can't do that. Right. You can't do that. At the end of the day, it's freedom of speech. Certain things you cannot do. I'm not gonna go to an all-white festival and be like, "What's up, my hunky? What's up, my hunky? What's up? What's up, my pig? What's up, my hunky? What's up, my pig?" I will not do that, because I respect them. You know, I respect they culture. I respect their festival. I respect what they do. Long as they respected me at the end of the day, I have no problem with nobody, because at the end of the day, like God always saying, we all bleed red. Yeah. We all do bleed red, and the Lord gonna always love all of us for who we are. Right. But at the end of the day, don't try to be slick and say I grew up with Daniel. He let me say Daniel. At the end of the day, is making himself look like a fool. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna tell you, I grew up, and see, I lived that ignorance. Like, I want to abolish the whole term altogether. Yeah. I want to get rid of it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because it still comes from a derogatory origin, the basis of it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I grew up in that ignorance, and when I gained the knowledge and the understanding of where it came from and how Tupac changed it and made it a good thing, and then how the hip hop culture just puts everybody in a nutshell. So it's hard to say you can't use that word, who can, because they saying they being hip hop. Yeah. And see, I grew up in Baltimore, where, you know, these white folks, they think they black. I mean, they sometimes they acting more blacker than the black people. You know what I'm saying? I seen that. Yeah, I seen that happen before. You know what I mean? So it bothers me to hear the term altogether, because I'm thinking about the ancestors. You see what I'm saying? And I think in my heart that if you pale skin and you're using that term, in the back of your head, you thinking derogatory. Thank you. You're not thinking on the same playing field that we thinking on. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's just a sly way to say nigger. Yeah, thank you. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. And put it out there. I don't like it. Yep. I'm not for it. I encourage every Aborigines and indigenous, black, whatever you want to classify yourself as, the people who has experienced a state of oppression and are still continuously trying to rise above all the turmoil and stuff in life. I encourage y'all to not even use that word when addressing one another. I like kings and queens a little bit better. That's it too. And then I like the word of fam, because we all, you know, we all come from that. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you do see a white man or anybody say that word, like, "What's up, nigga?" You know what I mean? And that's not even a white man. The white girls get comfortable too. They have mixed kids. Let's put it on the table. Let's put it on the table. Mm-hmm. They feel like because they got that mixed child, oh, what you doing tonight, nigga? You know what I mean? They feel like they could use that. See? Because like, am I right or am I wrong? You're absolutely right. Because it's turned into hip hop now. Exactly. Hip hop is a culture within itself, and it doesn't discriminate against the races. You know, I don't believe in race, period. Either. You know, because I believe that part of a Eurocentric classification system. Like you said in the beginning, we all bleed red. We all of the same. You know what I'm saying? However, we all look different. And that's because we're creatures of adaptation. So when you do something in a certain land, and that's where you coexist at, you're going to grow accustomed to that land. You see what I'm saying? So
we look a little more richer in the skin.
Yeah.
That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that knows science knows the further a sun ray has to travel, the hotter it gets and the more nutrients it brings to the land. So if you in a continent that's furthest away from the sun and not living in the mountains, then of course you're gonna get all that melanin site and that pigmentation in your skin. But we still are one race. We call mankind. We're people. Man. But see, the thing I don't like about hip hop when it comes down to this topic is it puts everything in a nutshell.
Yeah,
so it don't leave no boundaries.
Yeah, dude. But at the end of the day, when you look at somebody like Eminem and other artists, they don't say that. They know. You know what I mean? He grew up around blacks.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't say that. You know what I mean? His best friend is proof.
Mm-hmm.
Just using that for example.
Mm-hmm.
That man respect that culture. You know what I mean? And he look at others like, man, what? That's crazy. When people's doing that as another color, they making themselves look whacked.
Mm-hmm.
You're making yourself be something that you're not.
Right.
Why you gonna sit up there and use that word because Daniel, you grew up with Daniel and he black? Knowing dang way you know Daniel ain't gonna come at you and say, hey, what's up, my hunky? What's up, trailer trash?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna use that as a slang? How you gonna say, what's up, my trailer trash? You can't use that as no slang. Hands down.
Right.
I think like you said,
It's
Queens
gonna be,
and Kings.
It's gonna be taken offensive.
It's good and fam. Queens and Kings
and fam.
and fam is good,
Yep.
man. Because at the end of the day, it's sad, man. It'd be nice if everybody could just come together as one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not as just as being violent and hating each other and trying to make somebody look stupid.
Right.
Because honestly, when a white man do it or a white lady do it, I be feeling like they try to make us look stupid. Not to be me. Because they feeling like they can say it in front of that person that they grew up with and they comfortable with them and they feel like they can say it at all times. Of what color around?
Right.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. And see, it go back to my original point.
Yeah.
When I said you can't use ignorance to disqualify ignorance.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just get rid of the word altogether.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we're using it when we hate it to be called, you know, our people hated to be called the other word.
Yes.
You know, it strips you of your identity. You see what I'm saying? Even though Pop felt like he was doing a good thing, you know, I still gotta use my higher understanding and say, you know, it's still ignorance because it's like the scripture say, evil begot evil. One negative thing is going to create another negative thing. It's not going to create no positive. So that's why we got Caucasians using that word so loosely because hip hop has made them feel like they can't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say we get rid of the word altogether because
that's true.
It'll be a war.
That's true. You're right.